Hey everybody, welcome to Epic Time. It is the 3rd of August, the noon show. So you keep them all straight. A lot of times you can look at a show and be like, oh man, he's wearing a yellow shirt, but this turned into my show shirt. I had it on last night. I am a bum, and this morning when I gave a quick little update, I had all intention of pulling over and getting my clothes, but they're underneath a bunch of stuff that's holding my computer up, and I haven't got that far. So that's the extent of my digging around. But let me share this thing quick, and then we'll be good. Let's see. Let me see if it shows that we're live. So I'm making sure I'm doing everything right. We might not even be live. All right. We got people watching, so we got to be live. So I don't know. It's not updating. Oh, there we go. Now I can share the thing. It's hard for me to tell because I look at it and I got the same damn clothes on. This show is brought to you by Bums Incorporated, where you can have a nice truck and still be a bum. So that'll be the segment sponsor. I think that's pretty good. Let me hit some groups here. We're gonna just showcase a couple riders, and I tell you what, man, I got Snapshot in the background. I'm bringing him on right away. He can talk to you while I share this. Tell you what's going on. He's eating lunch, so maybe have his mouth full. We'll catch him probably try to get him at the worst time possible. Hang on. Hey, Snapshot, how you doing, my man?
Good. I took the food out. Spit it all out as soon as I was coming in.
That's pretty funny.
It's a beautiful day. I found a wonderful tree to kind of hang out in the shade. I'm getting harassed by some seagulls because I got some Subway out here, and you know how much seagulls love Subway, apparently.
Yeah, exactly, and they're used to it.
Yeah, I bet they are actually. Yeah,
they're used to it. But thanks for coming on, man. It was nice to catch you on the stop. And you sent me some segments of stuff. I'm gonna play some of that. But before I do, I just want to show everybody the kind of the map. But before we do that, even I want to show this because this is how it all started. And Dr. April, thank you for having this picture on your page that I could so easily steal from my own promotional goods. To give credit where credit's due. I didn't think to get a picture like this of the starting area, but this is amazing to see how crazy this is. And then, it goes from that, to this. I keep coming to the other side. I might be doing the show. Best friends is here. I'm picking up some stuff that shipped in her house. Oh, look at that. Look at, want to say hi? We're on a show. Look at that. We have people bringing the bum food. So, I didn't even need a sign about being homeless or being a bum. I just wear the same clothes 2 days in a row, and pretty ladies just bring me out cupcakes and good things like that I'm spilling all over myself. So
good luck to the riders. Praying for you guys.
Thank you, darling. I appreciate it. How nice was that? Some random lady. I'm only kidding. That is my wife's best friend and one of my great friends as well. So anyhow, back to business here. This was the picture yesterday. So remember that was yesterday morning in Illinois. And this is today. Let's on my own screen now because I waited so long. I set this up in it. All right, here we go. And this is today, how fast this changes. So right above where Tomcat is here, you have, that's where it was, like up in here. And just in a day, this is where everybody is spread to. I think that's pretty amazing, don't you?
Oh, yeah. Without a doubt.
And very cool. Where is your ass camped right now?
I am Bay City. So some riders are about to start coming through Bay City. Some have already been. Or Bayview or something like that. It's on the very left side. You're near it.
Bay Shore?
Somewhere. Yeah, that might be it.
Yeah,
it's Bay Shore. Yeah, it's that area.
Yeah, he's right around here, and he was catching some riders. There was coming through. There's Eric. He's a monster rider. He's ripping through. Even though I didn't get his shirt, he's still a monster rider. I laugh, because I'm not perfect at everything. I'm not even good. I see Iceman is heading the wrong direction here, so I'm going to talk a little bit about that. As long as people are not going to help but notice this, I don't know exactly what he's doing right now. But whatever it is, it's not good. He's not lost. I know that much. He sent me a text and a picture. His primary was giving him some problems. So his primary was having some issues, and he was at a shop, and that shop was looking at it, and now he is bailing south. So have you heard anything from him?
I haven't heard anything from him after you did. I was with him when he started finding out his primary was having issues, and by the way, he was right, and you wouldn't be able to tell. I'll tell you that. He wasn't taking it light because of the noise he was hearing. But yeah, so it's safe to assume he's going somewhere to get serviced. Probably somewhere that has parts that he needs or something like that.
Yeah, so I don't know where he's going, but whatever you see him doing right there, you're going to see him coming back. So that's an issue of that he's going to have to get figured out. And, that's just what it is. So we're going to jump ahead, see where the rest of the group is. This is group 1 that's in the lead. This guy is technically in the lead watching this, but I think there's some FUBARs going on. This is the second group here, and I'm not sure about FUBARs or not, but that's for the world to find out, I guess. So anyhow, but there's a little bit of everything going on, and today you're really seeing it. And I got to tell you, your choices are starting to catch up with people. And we've, as far as mile monsters go, we've had 2 people already get tickets. Chaos got a ticket today for doing 75 and a 55. He is out and on his way home. I don't know if he's even still on the tracker because he was going home. I don't know if he let Beth know, and she said he could keep going. If you get a speeding ticket, if somebody's watching this and they don't know, you're not paying attention. I think it's an integral part of the game, and I think it should stay there, and I think riders should have the integrity to own it. Too many times in the past, riders have gotten a ticket, and then they're like, but I'm doing pretty good. Well, you're doing pretty good because you have no regard for the law, and you have no regard for getting caught. If you have money and time, then who cares how many speeding tickets you get? If I go out and get a bunch of tickets, I know I'm going to beat half of them in court anyhow. So if I have total disregard to speeding tickets, you're riding a much different ride than everybody else. And I don't think that's how it should be. So I think you get a speeding ticket, sure, ride your ride, man, but just own it. Just own it. My very first Hoka Hey Go Home Ken finished in 4th place. Walked up to Beth and handed her a ticket and said, I got a ticket on day whatever. And he wasn't a finisher that year. 4th place. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good spot to have to own that and take a kick to the gut and not be a finisher when you're in 4th place. You come in 235th, it's easy to say, I got a ticket, but I'm here, that's have a lot of smiles. But I know people who have not had that integrity. There's people who have come across that finish line in the top 5 with a ticket in their pocket and not ever told anyone, never own it. And I think that's shitty because you ride totally different. You beat the guy that comes in second because you're riding different because you already have a ticket. In your mind, you're already disqualified. So now you ride the rest of the way great, and you really deprive the people behind you of what they've rightfully deserve and own. So, I feel bad for people that got tickets. Chaos got a ticket. Another one of our riders, and not just any old rider, one of our premier riders, a rider that I was really looking forward to watching in this event, our very own Rolo. She got a ticket yesterday.
No.
Yeah. So she got a ticket yesterday for passing in a no passing. That's a moving violation that got her banged. But Rolo has a heart of gold, and she is not letting a ticket stop her from her mission. Her mission is to raise as much awareness for our heroes as she can. So she's still riding, still meeting people, still talking to people. She may not be pushing as hard as she was gonna, but now she's gonna ride the whole ride, finish it. She's just not going to be listed on some list online as a finisher, but she's still doing what she needs to do. And that's push, raise awareness, raise money, help get a kid a van. That's pretty awesome. So I think that's awesome. And people that are bummed out, mad, whatever about it, it's just part of the game. It's no different than the part of the game that Iceman's dealing with right now. He is heading straight south. I don't know where he's going. Maybe he's going to Houston and bringing it to his dealership because he knows it's done. He knows he's only got 1,000 miles left on that bike and it's going to be scrapped, so he doesn't want to be stuck in the middle of nowhere. I have no idea. But that's part of the challenge. You know, I can't even tell people like this. The suck is part of it, and it just is good. And you look around, there's people all over. You could watch this all day long and see people who make mistakes. There's two people right here. I don't know what the hell they're doing in the middle of Wisconsin, but nobody else is there. I don't need the directions, and I don't need to be a mapologist to know that they did something wrong. Like something is not right. And it could be, they could have family issues and they got to tap. You know, they got to get home. Something could have happened at home. Something could happen to their bike, or they could be lost. But you see this all day, every day. I mean, there is a reason why I get
Yeah, and to touch on your point earlier, right? You know, I'll talk to people about the Hoka Hey, and I'll hear oftentimes like, "Oh man, I could totally do that. I just couldn't do the camping, man. I'd be down to do it if they'd let me camp, or if they let me not camp, or like I'd be down to do it if they would just like be cool with me getting tickets." Dude, it's supposed to be hard.
Yeah.
If you think you can nail it, except for one little thing, that's the thing you need to do.
Yeah.
That's the whole point.
Yeah, that's why it's a combination of sucky things. You know, like it's a whole bunch of shit that really sucks. And they put it all into a big package and they say, go, go, go. Go, riders. Here's directions. That sucks, man. I want my shit told to me. Like, I want my Waze telling me, turn left ahead. Hey, Riot, take a right. You know, in 2 miles, you'll be taking a right. I follow my GPS to get to somebody's house and I'm making 4 wrong turns, missing stuff. So that's following Waze. When you're doing this and you're following a paper map and you add on mentally tired and everything, like your brain's a train wreck. And it's really funny to see. But when people say, "Oh, I would do this if it wasn't for the camp," and I would so do that, you know what I say? Bullshit. If you're such a little sissy you can't camp next to your bike, you ain't got what it takes to sit in that saddle for 11,000 miles, navigate your way, deal with whatever weather. I mean, this hasn't been a problem yet, but people new to the Hoka Hey, they don't have any idea that this is a route you follow. You're holding the directions. I don't have anything to use, but all right, say this was the directions. They're holding the directions. Directions say go left, go right. Oh, look, there's a shitty storm there. There could be a tornado, a hurricane, whatever. Well, guess what? Hoka Hey doesn't care. You're still taking a left and you're following that road. Like that thunderstorm is going to blow right through. Hail, rain, whatever it is, you're going to be getting pounded by it. And that's life. So if somebody says, "Oh, I'd do it if I could just do the camping," like, no, sorry, but you know, you got a little sand and all right, I mean, I've filtered things out enough, but you know what I'm saying? They're just not going to do it. It's not that easy. You know, to your point, there's a whole bunch of things that just suck. And that's the beauty, is you got to overcome all of it. Otherwise, it would be a one man's game. If it was just about sleeping outside, I can think of 40 people here that would just kick ass on it. If it was just about riding fast, I mean, then I can think of 50 people that just kick ass at it. If it was about just following the mapping and nothing about anything else, I can think of 25 people that would just dominate this thing. And, you know, if it was about endurance, riding the most amount of time, sleeping the less, then I could see it 25 people dominating that. But when you put all of those things into one challenge, now you're down to 10 people, 5, maybe 20, I don't know. But it's hard to put it all together, and it's hard to have things go your way and avoid the suck for 14 days. You know, I want to just scooch down here to this group, because these 3 are starting to separate themselves a bit, and they're really showing what beast riders they are. Yoss and Nicholson. I'm not sure about Nicholson, who that is. If I saw him, if he had a picture of himself on here, I'd probably know. but they're down in Brady, Texas. And English is right here, who has pulled all the way up to third place in this group. And he's going to shine through here because he's built for this shit ass weather. Like, this is just awful. Man, you're a Texan. You know right where Brady, Texas is. That's the heart of Texas. If you go there, there's a big heart right at their town hall. That's pretty cool. But this is where English rides for fun. Like, I go to Texas when I have to. This dude chooses to ride there for fun. So, I mean, I don't know. He's not suffering, but all these Yankees that are in this group up here, they're not going to be so happy when they get down into Texas. And remember, this group of riders is on their way to right over here, Mississippi. So they're I don't see my cursor there. This is where they're heading. And this is where the route has taken them. I think that's pretty awesome. And I don't know if the GOAT, one of our heroes, little Gavin, he lives right outside of San Antonio. So I don't know. Maybe this route is going to go right past this house. I don't know. There's not a lot of scenery through there, but you never know. Like, this could literally be going right through Gavin's backyard. He lives just outside of Schertz right here. So I'm very familiar with that area because I spent a lot of time at his house. So I think that's pretty awesome. But let's take a look at who else is kind of killing it here. Pee Wee, Chrisman. I'm so happy he got his shit together and got his tracker tracking him because I'm just so impressed, man. I'll talk about him. You get sick of hearing about it. But I have respect for him because I've competed against him 4 times, and all 4 times, he never lets anything stop him from being all in. And I dig that, man. No excuses, no whining, no nothing. He knows one thing. I'm giving it 100%. So that's pretty awesome. And Loco was with that group. He was worried about his motor when we started. So that was pretty cool that he's still killing it.
And some of you might have seen last night, Loco got pulled over as well, but no ticket.
Yeah, and that happens. I know that I've got a couple warnings. I don't know how many, but one of my warnings was for passing and a no passing that I got a warning for, and that was in 24. But I think I got one other written warning too, at least one. But it's pretty fun. And, people look at this and they say, okay, look at how far back, Subs is. Look at how far back, Doo-Doo is. And I'm just picking these people out. I could just read their name, how the tracker works. But somebody looks at that and says, look how far back they are. They are elite riders. Like, that's the pool of riders you're up against are savages. So these are not your normal bike night bar hopping riders. Every one of these people is a beast of a rider, and they're really giving it. So if you can be in the pack, you're doing all right. And the other thing I did want to touch on, I got some great news about Tom. Right up here, Tomcat, who I talked about yesterday because he had Olin suspension in his bike that, in my opinion, saved his life. He hit a 4x4 at whatever speed he was going. I think it's safe to say he was probably doing 5 over the speed limit. And he hit a 4x4 post and cranked over it, and actually kept riding for a little bit. And then all the alarms are going off telling him, he doesn't have any air. Pulled over, wrecked his front wheel and his back. So he wrecked both wheels, blew them both apart, and didn't go down, but that's not where it ended. He got it to a dealership. Some friends of friends of owners, people got together, and the owner of the dealership he's at, which I'll get the details before a show, the owner stepped up and said, we got you. We can't get you wheels. We can't get you anything. They put a brand new bike on the lift and started stripping anything he needs off of a brand new bike. And they're going to put it on his bike to get him on the road. So he's going to be on the road today. I'm expecting him to get going pretty soon, the way it sounded. So that was great news for a rider, a great news. And that was pretty exciting to see. And I want to spotlight one other rider. I was waiting because I don't like to talk about things until they're online, meaning somebody else has broke the ice of the news. I think personal stuff is personal. I'm not going to talk about somebody's speeding tickets until they tell people about it, until whatever. I'm not the guy that, I don't want anything. I don't care about what people know and don't know. There's a time and a place for things, and I don't want to rain on something. But I do want to bring to the attention that yesterday a rider went down. I mentioned a rider went down. The rider is number 83, Problem Child. I knew who it was right away. That's who Wrong Way was at the scene with to help. I knew it was a Problem Child yesterday. I had my fingers crossed that everything was going to be good with him. Everything was not good with him. They life flighted him from the scene to a trauma 5, a level 5, however you say that, a trauma unit, a level 5 trauma unit in Iowa. And I understand his leg was a little banged up and he had some internal injuries, but he's critical but stable. And that was the what was put out today. Critical but stable. Number 83, Lee is his name. And I feel really bad because Lee's had some battles in life. He is the rider that gave all the riders his son's ashes in 2022 to spread at somewhere that meant something to them on the ride. Right before we took off, I had a good chat with him at the dealership. And after this, he had planned to ride up into up towards Newfoundland, that area. And he was coming down the coast, and I was trying to time out some things that I could join him a little bit or hang out at my house or whatever. So that was very sad to see. And that is real life risk that everybody on the screen is dealing with. They're dealing with that. They're not just out for ice cream hitting 25 miles. You ride 11,000 miles, the nature of the beast puts you at risk. And that is what it is. And I don't like to dwell on the shit, but there's suck parts they have to deal with and there's shit parts they have to deal with. The suck parts I laugh at because that's how it is. The shit parts I don't laugh at because it's really shitty and really sad that they do this. And a lot of these riders, we have 60 riders riding for Mile Monsters Inc., helping 7 heroes live their best life. But it doesn't end there. There's all kinds of people that are riding for their cause. And if you know a rider riding for a cause, at our next show at 7 o'clock, I just see that he went to Wisconsin, University of Madison Hospital. So I don't know if that's Ray State or if they brought him to another one, but whatever the case is. But if you know any rider that you want to kind of highlight and see what they're doing, and you put their number in the comments and you want to see what they're up to or whatever, if you could add for me what they're riding for, if they are. Not everybody has a chosen charity. That's not how everybody rolls. It's what the Hoka inspires people to do. It's what the Hoka has asked people to do. When I got into it, that's why I did it. And that's that. And here you go. And Lee rides for the Native charity every year he rides. And that's just awesome. And on a separate note, Shell, you put the comment up there. I just want to tell you that I love you. And we're also, keeping you in the prayers for your boy and how scary that was. So I'm super happy, as a dad, I'm super happy that that's all it was. It gets me a little choked up just thinking about you having to deal with a kid giving you a scare like that. So I wished I could have been there with you because I would have liked to have held your hand right through it all. And I'm glad that it was a good scare and he's going to be okay. But riders ride for something. All these people put on these miles and they put that risk, and that's what motivates them to do what they do. That's what makes the risk, so worth it, is because at the end of the day, the reward of raising a few bucks for their cause and putting smiles on somebody's face, seeing it affect them, that's at the end of the day what makes it all go round. And it's just a nice, good feeling, and it's motivating when you ride for a purpose. And the vast majority of these people do. And then it just helps that they're really good at what they do. So now they pick a cause, however they got into that cause, is really cool. So, well, that Chase, I want to show some stuff that you sent me because I want to showcase a couple of these riders a little bit, and you can kind of tell me where this was or who it was, because got a couple video today of some guys as they're coming through Michigan. Snapshot here, met up with them, and I'll put this one up there. This is Marky Mark, correct?
Yeah, that's Marky Mark. I came up on him. He was riding with a guy on a Pan America, and I passed by him. I was like, "Was that Marky Mark?" And I looked at the video that I took, and I was like, "It was." Check that out. So I turned around and caught up with him, and I rode with him for until he needed gas. And yeah, I mean, I did like a little interview with him at a gas station, and I planned on turning around and going to get my dad because, as you and many of people watching may know, there was a pretty large blunder made by Iceman and Teeter last night.
Yeah,
they were crazy ahead of the pack for a long time, and then come to find out they made a mistake. I was actually camped out at that part of Michigan for all night. I got there at like 8 p.m. and I had been there, and I planned on meeting my dad and Teeter on Mackinac Island on about 1 a.m. And so, about 12:30, I saw their trackers turn around. I was like, oh, no. Maybe it was like 5 miles. No.
Yeah.
No, it was
a
long time.
When I heard they were going the other way, I was like, man, that's a rough one when you got to go back. And I didn't know exactly how far that was, but I was like, holy God. I love this video here where you got them going the other way.
This was whenever I first ran into Mark. That's actually the video I used. I was like, was that Mark? And then I saw his white saddlebags, and I was like, yes, it was.
Yeah, that's really funny.
Yeah.
That was a good one, but fun to catch some guys on the road, and we'll get some videos. I didn't get sent this from one of the riders just sent me a video. I thought
nice.
Okay, hey, day 2. Riding up in the UP, Frosty and Value. Feeling good. Looking forward to seeing where the day takes us.
I love that statement right there. Looking forward to where the day takes us, because he has no idea. He has no idea. He's holding the maps, but the maps are a bunch of shit names: 26, 32, 14, 9. 82, whatever. They mean nothing to you. They're not saying, hey, we're going to go to Mackinac Island, or we're going to go down to Detroit, where you kind of get a picture. These are just numbers. So you're looking at it's like reading code from a computer or something. So, it's fun, like, to see where the day takes us. I love that statement. Like, not a care in the world. We're going to see where the day takes us. And the people in front of him were Value and Frosty, and I don't even know where they are, but I guess I can look and see where they are. Frosty. And if people want to know too, you can just type in the people's names on that little screen. You don't need their numbers. I learned that yesterday the hard way. But they are on, look at that. They're on U.S. bicycle route. So I think that's kind of funny. Didn't know that was US 2 is a major highway, and that they call that they're almost to the bridge. So they'll be coming across the bridge shortly. If anybody's at the bridge, and I tell you what, man, I can't even tell you enough how cool that bridge is. What'd you think of going over that bridge?
I've got a grandpa who's always told me, if you ever find yourself in Michigan, go across the bridge. He has like an itinerary for me. Well, unfortunately, it's like a whole day itinerary, so I wasn't able to do it all, but he's from Michigan, and I've been hearing about it, and I was like, okay, thank you, Grandpa. Like, whenever I'm there, I'll do it. Never made the time. Man, it's everything he said it was. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous, and I actually got to camp right by the bridge last night, so I woke up with nice lake views and stuff, and it was lovely.
Did you see any of the nerds watching the ships go by?
Huh?
Did you see any nerds camped out watching the ship go by right here?
I did. I saw a couple nerds. I was out there with my camera, and they're out there with theirs.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty. But the ones that sit there and watch the ship go by, and they know what ship it is. Oh, that's a French freighter hauling grain back to France. I was like, man, I don't know. Like, I'm really into a lot of things, but I think I'd pretty much jump off that bridge if I was there to watch it go by. Like, peace out, man. Like, hey, good Lord, I'm coming home. You messed my brain up. I'm into ships. I'm like, yeah, no thanks. But did you go
No.
when you went across the bridge? Did you stay in the center lane where you can see down, see underneath you?
I did on the way in, but I actually didn't know that you could see down underneath you. I was too busy looking at the bridge. You can see like the water?
Oh yeah, and they get all pissy at you when you stop. If you stop on the bridge, they get all mad. But I went at sunset, and I just stopped on the bridge, and I figured, like, I put my hazards on. There was no cars. Like, the other cars were doing like 20 miles an hour. I'm like, I'm on a motorcycle. I moved over now, and it was awesome, man. There was like a sailboat thing going underneath me.
Wow.
And there's a sailboat, and then there was tankers, but they weren't there. But it's really cool because the water was a little rough, and you can look straight down and see the water. It kind of gives me the I'm like, oh shit, I can lose my balance a hot minute, but it's pretty cool. It's pretty
yeah, I got to see the bridge twice. I went by myself, and then I went over it with Marky Mark, and we were actually doing an interview at the gas station. And like I was saying earlier, I was going to go get my dad after Mark's interview, and like we're finishing up, and I hear my dad's got a pretty noticeable exhaust, and I hear it, and I was like, that sounds familiar. I look over, and sure enough, he's blowing by, passing cars, all kinds of stuff. And I was like, Mark, appreciate it. This was great. I got to get out of here right now. I got to go catch him. And so I went and caught him, and yeah, he was having those bike issues, and the teeter pulled up not too long after. Yeah, I got some good stuff for my dad. I'll send that over to you here soon. That way you can kind of throw it up on the
Yeah, I was a little bummed. I was a little bummed. This route has made me a little bummed. Now I really have some FOMO going on because of this tour, this part of it, the UP, because I had literally mapped out a ride very similar to this to see the Great Lakes, and the Great Lakes all meet right here. It's really cool. Like, you go across the bridge, and that's right where Lake Michigan and Lake Huron meet. So I'm kind of a nerd. I went down there and collected some water, put on display.
You're just like the boat guys.
Yeah, exactly. Except just there for some water, but I collect dirt and water from cool places. That's a whole nother story. I'll tell that maybe another time about my why. People really think I'm a dipshit until I tell them the why. Then they're like, okay, you're not nearly as dumb as I thought. Otherwise you're just a dumb dork like the ship watcher. But that's awesome. But here's Frosty going across the bridge. They're all on it right now. And right where they're at, where you see Seraphin at, Rob, there's a like a wayside rest area right there, and you can go down and you can really see the bridge really nice if you want. But I always thought there was a ton of people there, and I never really liked it. I went to the other side of the bridge right here to this park, and it's never as crowded, and it gives you a great view of the sunsets. It's just spectacular. So I hope people take the time when they're here, especially they're there at sunrise, sunset, whatever it is. Take a moment and enjoy the shit out of that, because if you think you're going to be back at it, I mean, you've been told to go there and you haven't been there, and you do a fair share of riding. People think, I'll check that out next time. There may not be next time.
Yeah, so, I've been in Michigan twice, and I still haven't gone. So yeah.
Yep. Well, I don't know where. Let's get a tune in on Iceman here. Maybe we should just track him, because he's pretty entertaining. Either he's messed up and screwed up, or something's broken, or he's got to go here or there. But this is I've heard it was an 11,000 mile challenge. So far, Iceman is clearly going to be at 12. If all goes well from here, he's going to be pushing 12. So he's the mile man for sure. So I have to get him a special award for dipshittery and extra miles.
Yeah. Wrong way too.
Yeah, it's really fun for me as a spectator, because it's fun to have fun with it a little bit versus you're the guy having all the trouble. It's much less stressful from my pickup truck than it is to watch people suffer like this. So I want to check out this other group one more time. Here's this is a little bit of a bummer. This bike right here that you're watching travel along, that bike is not going the wrong direction. It's on a flatbed. So that bike is on a flatbed headed to right over here to St. Paul Harley. Right here, right up 94. So right here is St. Paul Harley, and that's where that bike is headed. So Sorry about that, but I happen to know that story. A little bummed about that. Is Tomcat moving? That'd be awesome to catch him when he's rolling. Look at that. Tomcat's on the roll. The dealership got him.
Nice.
So Tom came down all the way from Alaska, hit that 4x4. Thanks to his suspension, lived to tell the tale. Now he's got one of the best stories to tell, and he's back on the road. So from this point on, we're going to keep an eye on Tomcat and see where he is every day, how he picks up to people. It's always embarrassing when I got beat by people that had a major problem. Like somebody told us, like, yeah, they still survive an accident, they go buy a new bike, and they still beat me. I'm like, yeah, thanks. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Thanks for that. And you know, the crazy one-eyed biker who a lot of you know, and you might have met him at the line, Eric. He's not riding this year, but he's ridden a ton of them, and he was on the board. I'm not even sure if he still is, but he hit an elk. He hit an elk, was all messed up. He only has one eye to begin with, and his other one was almost swollen shut. The pain didn't work. It was all banged up. He had ribs that were bruised. Went to the hospital, got fixed up, went and got a new bike, and came in like an hour behind me. And I had zero go wrong on my ride. Nothing but sunshine and the wind at my back. And I beat him by an hour. I thought, how is that even possible? The guy hits an elk, goes to the hospital, gets fixed up, walks out of the hospital, buys a bike, gets it, goes back to the spot, and then still beats me. Or just about beats me. So that was pretty funny. Large groups of people rolling around. I like it. So I'm gonna check the comments, make sure we got anything. You can take off if you want. You got to hit the road. I won't. Yep.
Heck yeah, I gotta hit the road. My phone's at 2%. So.
All right, no problem. Good luck.
See you at 7.
Yep, sounds good.
See if I can catch some more monsters.
Right on, man. We'll see you.
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll just hit on this a little bit, and I can get out of here too. I would hit the comments, make sure. See what it is. All right. Adams was towed last night. How was my connection? Is that my connection you're talking about where it's a bit scratchy? Because I have I think I have a good signal yet. I'm sitting here. Yeah. Sometimes I get where there's trees, and because I like shade, and then my Starlink doesn't work so good. So if it's me, let me know if I'm working good. Yeah, Iceman has primary issues, and he's running for, I don't know what the issues are or where he's running to. So I'll get that. I do have his number. I'm just kind of leaving people alone, letting them do their thing. Man, I don't know what's up with that, why that thing zooms in on its own. But I do get a kick out of this, how they leave Illinois on their way to Mississippi. And they are in, what would this be considered, West Texas? I consider it West Texas because anything west of, Dallas is West Texas to me. So it's hot and crazy there. So there's not much to see but distance. And it's going to be fun to watch where they end up. And these guys are really, really giving it their all. I would say there wasn't a lot of sleep in their night last night. And that really shows what kind of beast riders they are. So I think it's really, really cool. See, somebody sent me a message. I don't know if I didn't answer it. I didn't see it. I've been trying to answer everything, so I'm not sure what it is. And somebody just asked about Pat Smith. We can check him out. We got time. I have to get to Sturgis at some point, but I can check out a couple riders here. Pat Smith. Let's see. Where are you at, Pat? Pat's chilling. Nice bike. Pat is chilling at the Circle K. So right about now, he's with Ronimo. That's one of our monster riders right there. They're chilling at the Circle K. Right about now, I'd be willing to bet, and I could text Ronimo and ask him, but I'm willing to bet $5-10 that right now they're deep into a Red Bull and some shitty ass food like maybe a hot dog. What time is it? Yeah, it's after 12. They're grabbing some roller dogs, bag of chips, a Red Bull, and refilling their water. That's my guess. Kind of fun to watch them. And while we're here, let's see what these guys are doing. They're at the BP. Funny what everybody's on the same road. Who picks what station to go to? I like the big Circle K's better myself because they got a better selection of shitty food. So I like that a little better. But man, this is a town for people to stop in. Look at this. Easy Mart. We got 1372 hanging out there. That's pretty good. Does Pat ride for a purpose, or is he riding? All right. Oh, they're in that good. Yeah, the Texas Hill Country is good. If they're in the Hill Country, like I've been everywhere in Texas, and some places are much better than others. And I will say one thing: if they're in the Hill Country, it's very good to be there during the day when it's hot, because at night when it cools off, damn, do the deer come out in that place. And they got some bucks there that are massive racks, little ass deer, but massive racks. So this was a gas and go for Frenchie there. But Ronimo and Pat, oh, somebody turned their bike on. I think that's what it means, was yellow and then green. Pat knows you're watching him now, and he doesn't want you to know that he's deep into a hot dog and a donut. So he's hitting the road right now to shine. So he's finishing his food. He don't care. But that's a nice place to be. Get gassed up before you cross that bridge.
Unknown caller.
That's awesome. An unknown caller's calling me. Yeah, I don't think I want to talk to you. Thanks for asking. All right. Let's see. Did I miss anything else? Yeah, the deer country, man, and it's crazy how many there are. It's like nuts what they got going on. Who's leading the pack for each group? All right, I'll tell you. I'll show you who's leading the pack. And you want to know who's leading the pack? This is who's out in front. You got to take it with a grain of salt, because I'm going to show you these people, but they may or may not have followed the route in a proper manner. And I know for a fact on this screen from right here, there's 4 people that didn't follow the route in the right manner. So they didn't do it, and that's that. So, and it's so easy, because when you're watching like this, the whole world is watching you. They're not out there by themselves. You're watching this. So if one shot goes down to Forest Lakes, comes around through here, takes 72 across, and comes out over here and then jumps behind Fishbum, somebody's going to see that. Somebody's going to point that out and be like, hey, man, one shot just went straight across on 72. Yeah, well, he missed this whole cool-ass peninsula. And I tell you what, this ride they're doing is just absolutely epic. God, I'm pissed I'm not riding this. I would like to ride just days 1 and 2 to go what they're doing through Wisconsin, up that river along Minnesota, up along the Great Lakes, and then down around Lake Michigan. This I've ridden, and it is a beautiful ride. Just awesome. So in the lead right now, Group 1, that's heading to Rhode Island. Just Matt is right there, and we have Roadrunner, Ren, and I don't need to keep going because I know Dirty Dan is there as well. They're right there, and D, that's who's in the lead heading to Rhode Island. Here we have the same. Yas has been 1-2 the whole time since this thing took off. We started tracking. He's been leading the way the whole time. This is Group 2. You wouldn't know it, but they're headed to Mississippi, even though they continue to head west in Texas. So they're going to be happy to get to Mississippi. There's actually trees there with some shade. But out here we have Yas, and then we have rider 1277 Nicholson, and then we have English right behind him. I'm familiar with 2 out of 3. I'm not sure if I know Nicholson. I'm really a lot better with faces than names, so I wish they'd put like a screenshot or a mugshot of their face. So I think it's pretty awesome to see, and it's just fun to watch them, because anybody that can cover this many miles, I mean, I don't know, I could find out how many miles they put on since they left, but you're talking, what are we at here? 30 hours total of riding. And the vast majority of people aren't going from Illinois up here to down here in 30 hours if you took the interstate, rode whoever you wanted. So this is really amazing. And right here, I don't know where 1150 is going, but they're not going in the right direction. So, you know, you will see people tap out for whatever reason. Same reason, you know, I would have been given, if Iceman was a stranger, I'd be busting on him for randomly riding like this. He's just not a stranger. I know where he's going. So, or I know that something's wrong. So that's all we got. I don't know. I'm going to peace out of here and get my way to Sturgis. Here you go. And I knew that too. So I wish I would have had that. I might get some more information on that, but he's a veteran and it's really cool. Like veterans who, you know, like I'm a veteran, but I didn't do jack shit in the Army. Like I was in the Army in the 80s when they just paid you to drink beer and gave you a bonus so you could boost numbers and they could show off to the Russians and the Chinese that we had this big, massive army, but the big, massive army just horsed around and shot shit and blew shit up, but we didn't do anything productive. So when people say, you know, oh, thank you for your service, I was like, that was really a detriment to our country's budget, you know. So where English is an actual veteran, you know, served, fought, has done all kinds of cool stuff, done all kinds of traumatic things and risen above and keeps going. So those veterans I got mad respect for. Jug, Rolo, you know, all of you. So if you're a veteran, I think that's pretty cool. If you're a veteran, they should do something cool, like put the flags I see some people have. So that'd be a cool way to distinguish who they are so we could thank them properly. So that's really cool. Thanks for pointing that out, that he rides for that. That's really cool. So anyhow, that's that. I'll be coming on at 7 o'clock, do another update. Got some things planned. Tonight is some special things. Today's Monday, so we got a little different edition. It's going to be a little Monster Monday because we do a Monster Monday every Monday, so it's going to be a little tied in with that. We might bring a couple of guests on. Tomorrow night we got Turbo coming on. He's going to talk a little bit about turbo time and what it's like to be a hero, having people ride for somebody, so you can know what these guys riding for a purpose, what the people that is their purpose, how they feel about it. I'm going to get my boy Gavin on here for sure. I think I'm going to have him on here maybe Wednesday, and we'll be able to talk about people riding through Texas. Gavin has a very unique perspective. Our boy Gavin, we made a movie about because we took him to every dealership in Texas. So he knows all the places out here. So that's that. I'm out of here. I hope everybody gets something from this, understands a little better, can enjoy the show that is the Hokey Challenge a little better with some understanding. Maybe not want to help people so bad and let them do their own thing and get something out of it, the most out of it, I should say, and enjoy watching these maniacs. It's awesome to know that these people's brains are so broken, they're willing to go like this for 14 days, 10 days, whatever it takes. So pretty fun to watch. So cheer them on, share their stories, share our story. Get people, milemonstersinc.com. We got all kinds of stuff about our heroes. Click on the hero page, learn about our boys. That's that. So I'm out of here. Peace out to everybody. 7 o'clock Central. I got to remember that 7 o'clock Central because I'm heading to Mountain Time. So I got to get my brain wrapped around Central Time. Peace.